One of the joys of living in a small town is reading the police log in the local paper. Am I right? And, in the police log, you might read something like this.
On Tuesday, residents reported that 2 cows were running loose. The cows were seen trotting down Main Street, where they passed through Agatha Wilburton's flower garden before stopping to munch on the leftover hay in the nativity scene in front of the church. Officer Dave Lamont determined that the cows belonged to Everett Wilkins of Upper Underbridge Road, who retrieved the wayward cattle.
Well, that's how the news would be reported in a small town. Of course, in a metropolitan area, the news would probably sound something like this. Breaking news from Frosty's, New Hampshire, where a shocking incident has terrified local residents. Let's go live to Frosty's, where our on-the-spot reporter Jessica Vainmeister is standing by. Jessica?
Yes, Jack. I'm here on Main Street in Frosty's, where residents of this bucolic New England town are reeling in the wake of a stunning breakout that occurred earlier today. At roughly 11 a.m. this morning, 2 cows escaped from a farm just north of town and went on a rampage. These marauding bovines, each of which weighs 3/4 of a ton, were somehow able to defeat the security measures at the farm of Everett Wilkins, as Mr. Wilkins explained.
I've been meaning to fix that fence for a while now. Ding. I guess they just found a weak spot in it.
From Wilkins' farm, the criminal pair fled on hoof through the woods and emerged onto Main Street, then proceeded to wreak havoc on the property of Agatha Wilburton in an outrageous act of vandalism. I was able to speak to Miss Wilburton, who had this to say.
I was in the kitchen when I heard a noise. I looked up, and there they were, going right through my flower garden. I'm a little worried about my daffodil bulbs, but the good news is I got some free fertilizer.
As you can see, Miss Wilburton is still in shock from this traumatic experience.
Indeed, and our thoughts and wishes certainly go out to her tonight. Jessica, do these cows have any kind of previous escape record?
Yes, Jack, they do. According to several local citizens, the alleged culprits known as Flossie and Bossy have actually broken out several times before.
And is anything being done to ensure the future safety of the community?
Jack, I spoke to Officer Dave Lamont of the Frosty's Police Department, who apprehended the cows and returned them to captivity. He did warn their owner, Everett Wilkins, about security problems at the farm, but apparently Mr. Wilkins has a history of ignoring the authorities.
I told him he's got to fix that fence, but does he listen to me? No, he don't.
Incredible.
It sure is, Jack. Officer Lamont wasn't pulling any punches when he talked about the dangerous nature of these cows, which he described as, and I'm using his exact words here, animals.
But as of now, they are back in custody.
Yes, and fortunately no one was injured. But they may not be so lucky next time.
Well, a very scary situation there in Frosty's. Thanks, Jessica, for that timely report.
Thanks, Jack.
Next up, scandal rocks the small town of East Mildew as a study reveals an epidemic of overdue library books. Keep it tuned right here to the Frosty's News Network, the name to trust when it's time to panic.